Hey guys, what's going on? It's Gravy Rubber here, and I'm bringing you another full-length tutorial. I know you guys have been asking for these quite regularly, so I figure instead of doing a speed painting, which I'll probably do a little speed video of this sped up, so people that aren't interested in learning can go ahead and watch that. So whatever works. So I hope most of you have seen the new trailer for Star Wars. I'm gonna do a painting based off the screenshot of the Sith out in the woods with that new lightsaber. So yeah, let's hop right into this. As you can see, I started out with a fairly dark background. I'm actually going to push it darker than that. I really like paintings that start out dark and then I build up with the light values, which is what you're supposed to do a lot of the times. You're supposed to have a darker canvas base layer. It makes it a lot easier to have those really dark values instead of going from a light overall and then trying to push further and further into the dark. So yeah, I have this as a blank layer, and I'm gonna hide some of this info that I don't need. I got my channels. I don't really need my channels right now. All right, so we got this canvas as a whole here. All right, now I have two layers. Well, the background layer blank, white, whatever, but I filled this layer with this color. Layer 2, I'm just going to kind of block in general shapes. I have a screenshot of the clip that I'm kind of using for reference. I'm going to build off of, which I highly recommend. Don't try to just jump right into this. Not sure why my settings seem kind of off on this. Let's check out. Oh, maybe that's why I have the wrong brush selected. Oops. Yeah, that'd be it. I want this is the one I was looking for. Yeah, okay. The other one had too much spacing within it, so I'm kind of just blocking in the shapes that I see. I'm not really. Here's the big thing. I'm not painting the Sith. I'm not painting the trees. I'm not painting the lightsaber right away. I'm painting the shapes that I see within the image and the shapes around them. You kind of have to think abstractly and not paint what your brain is thinking that you see, because otherwise you'll paint a tree as you think a tree is, but rather you should paint it the negative shapes around it, which is kind of a huge thing. I don't know if I've mentioned that in any of my other videos, but once I heard that, that was kind of a huge stepping stone for me, to kind of always be painting abstractly. I'm not going to make it exactly the same as the screenshot. I'm going to try and get it as close as possible, but I'm not too worried about ultra realism. Just kind of doing loose painting. Obviously, I haven't done a video in a long time, and it's well overdue. mainly because I haven't painted in a really long time, which I do miss it. And I need to get back in it, so this is kind of just going to be a sloppy, fun little doodle. And hopefully I'll give you guys some much needed pointers while doing it. Oh, 1 second. I have a light really close by my monitor, and it was kind of bugging how I see the color on the screen. So yeah, I've been really busy at work, which is sitting on Photoshop for 40 plus hours a week. And so when I get home, I'm kind of just like, I don't feel like touching a computer or Photoshop. I just want to do something else. So now I'm just going to kind of figure out the general shape of this. It's going to look really rough at first, and then we'll define it, because you always just kind of want to start with your sloppy defining layers, and then you'll build it up. Don't worry, kids, it's not pop. It's a paper. So this is kind of like, if you haven't seen the clip or know what I'm painting, it's kind of like the back shot of the Sith Lord walking through the woods. The Sith, I should say, not Sith Lord. And he's like wearing this long cape thing, and he has a new lightsaber with a couple little extra beams on it, which I thought was a pretty cool concept. Everyone seems pretty hyped about this, so I figured I might as well do a tutorial with something that people will enjoy seeing instead of just a boring landscape or something. So now I just grabbed a soft brush. I'm kind of just going in a little bit more saturated blue, and just lightly kind of getting some atmosphere into here, getting that glow. I'm just kind of throwing colors around right now, and then I'll slowly define them later on. Just grabbing and blending right now. Not really liking the angle of this tree. I guess I'll try and name off some hotkeys as I think of them if you guys don't know them. For quickly changing opacity, the number keys on the top, 1 through 0. If you just hit 1 right up here, you can see the opacity goes to 10, 2, 20. If you hit, let's say, 2, 2, it'll really quick, it'll be 22, or 2, 5, 2, 7. 9 is 90, and then 0 is 100%. So if you hear like a keystroke and for brushing, it's probably going to be that for changing opacity. If you don't have a tablet with like a scroll pad on it or anything, the bracket keys right next to the P key will increase size. If you hold it, you can change size. So if you're using a mouse, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend, that's a way to quickly adjust size. All right, enough dabbling over there. I don't really want to focus too much on one area at a time. Plus, this is just going to be a quick painting anyways. It's kind of a pretty monotone painting, just mostly blue, and then the bright lightsaber, which is pretty sick. Zoom in on this and kind of just define some shape here. That got too dark. So now to define this little highlight on his head, need to turn the pixel grid off. I put the highlight there, but then in the background I kind of made it a little bit darker to make that stick out. If you don't really, like I said, if you don't really know what this is referring to, I would suggest just looking up the new Star Wars trailer, and then you can kind of, maybe you could screen capture it and then see exactly what I'm painting and referring to. Might make it a little bit easier on you. Like I said, I'm not going for perfection here. I'm just kind of doing a sloppy overall feel to it. kind of just doing the bark here on this tree closest, just kind of going back and forth with color, just trying to get a rough edge, more of a random scheme to it so it doesn't look so uniform. I'm just using the Alt key and clicking to grab some color. I'm trying to keep background mostly out of focus so that we can have our main focus be kind of right around in here. Kind of grab a less saturated blue here for throwing in some of that color. And if you're going off a screenshot or something or an image, like I said, don't have to be perfect. And if you need to, what's nice is just change up the composition. If you feel like something's too centered or something, just throw it like this. I think is a little bit too centered for what I'm feeling. So I'm going to shift it over just a little bit and then continue from there. just going to throw this color down for reference here. I'll come back and fix that in a bit, but I don't really need to right now. Switch to my brush that can change width depending on pressure, just because I need to get some of these stick I'll go back and blur these just so it's not the main focus, because they do get really sharp. That's not what we want. All right. Sorry, I'm kind of sick, so I might be clearing my throat a few times. Oh, I'm still on the wrong brush. Kind of just drawing in some of these tree shapes. I'm holding shift. You can hold shift if you want to get more, if you want to get it exactly perfect for vertical lines or horizontal lines. Try and randomize these a little bit, because no tree is perfectly straight. So yeah, I haven't really done a photo study in in a while, so it's something that I should be doing regularly, and I highly recommend. Either taking a screenshot from like a movie or something, or if there's a picture that you've taken and you want to paint it. It's really helpful for the learning process. These are usually, when I usually do photo studies, I kind of just do a rough job of it. I don't really try to get it just exactly. Try to have some freedom within it, because otherwise you're just painting the photo. But this way you're actually getting to change it up. So I mean, I'm kind of looking at it for reference, but then again, at the same time, I'm not trying to do it 100% and have some of my own creativity within it, so that not all these trees look exactly like the photo. Oops. I plan on going back and blurring quite a few of these. All right, now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna grab this brush right here, this one. It kind of helps me get some texture down. Sometimes I'll start out with this brush to cover the whole canvas. With this painting I didn't, I kind of just started with the hard round brush, as you saw. But this one's really nice to kind of get just some randomized texture within the painting. Grab some of this blue over here. Continue to blend out most of these lines. Not gonna worry. I'm just gonna paint straight over this red here because I'm gonna be doing that at the very end anyways. I'm gonna kind of look for a more scattered brush. I had one. I'm going to jump back to my go-to brush there. And so I'm going to get down most of this snowy texture in here. And then I'll go back with a more softer, like cloud-like brush to kind of to create more atmosphere within it. Excuse me. I like this brush for the base of the trees here. It kind of creates a nice bark-like texture. Paint up like that. This one I actually got from darken.com with 2 A's in that. He's a pretty well-known digital painter and illustrator, and he has his brushes for free on his website. Just doing some of the minor details here. you guys have any questions at all, feel free to shoot them in the comment section, and please give my videos a thumbs up and comment and share it. By just clicking that thumbs up, it really helps me out, really helps out my channel with YouTube, and even more comments really helps. I'd really appreciate it. All right, now on to the fun part of the actual lightsaber, the moment that everyone's been waiting for. All right, so as you can see, I only have 3 layers. I have my background. Well, actually, these two I can merge. All right, so I only have 2, my background, which is the dark, and then my actual painted layer, So now I'm going to do some layers on top of that for the actual lightsaber and get some different effects that I'm looking for. It may take a little while to get it exactly perfect, but we can fool around with that. So, all right, first actually I'm going to paint off all this red. If there's a little bit, whatever. So let's get that out of there. Kind of just sloppily do that because we're going to be painting over that shortly anyways. Merge that down. Command E is what I'm using to merge down the layers really quickly. But all right, so I'm gonna go back. Whoa, that got out of hand there. I'm gonna go back to my soft round brush that is fixed width there, and now I'm gonna find a good red. Kind of want more of a darker, true red there. All right, I'm using my mouse, which you can use, I mean, whatever you want, but you can use a tablet if you want, but I feel that this can get it really straight. All right, so I'm gonna decrease the width a little bit, and I'm clicking, shift clicking on all this. It does take a little bit of guess and check. Erase. I'm actually just going to take this. So they're the same, right? All right, so we kind of have our base for the actual lightsaber. I'm gonna actually, I kind of want, yeah, that's fine, whatever. All right, so I have these three, put them in a group called base. And now we're gonna create a new layer And we'll try linear dodge with the same color. That didn't seem strong enough. Either did color dodge. Let's just do, we're just going to do linear dodge here. Trying, oh, maybe I need to. There we go, that looks a little bit better. There we go. All right, so I changed the color to more of a pinkish, and then I did a linear dodge, and I duped it. And that's almost the exact effect I'm looking for. I want to go back into this base layer, and I'm going to go with, I'm going to grab this red. I'm going to apply the mask to it, switch to black, paint out most of this. Kind of feel like it should be a little yellow. Oh, there we go. So I picked kind of like a yellowish color to give it some of that hotness. All right, so now put both of those into the saber folder. Just keep that in case I want to mess around with it. I will. So I put these these layers into a folder, put a mask onto it, and now I put a mask on the folder by using this button. And then if I paint with black, it leaves, or it masks out those areas without erasing it. So I can kind of get this edge that I'm looking for. But then I'll have to go back into the base layer and do the same thing. Now I'm going to go create a new layer. This one will kind of be on. Got too much there. Can't forget to save. Computer's kind of lagging there. Another thing I'm going to do is create a new layer on top, grab some of this color, actually create another layer. I kind of like that spot as is. Oh, that's lagging. So I kind of created that snow effect there. Now I'm just grabbing a soft light brush with a soft brush. Actually, I'm going to put it on color. It's more the effect I was going for. Just adding some atmosphere in here. Grab a new layer. That's what I'm going to do very softly. See how I like it. I'm going to delete that layer. I'm going to merge all the layers on top, apply image there, and I'm going to filter on sharpen mask. I'll sharpen this a little bit. I don't know why that got so jaggy there. All right, we're closing on the last little bit here. I think we're probably close to an hour or so on this one, which is fine. But I kind of wanted to show you guys another technique too. And it's, a lot of people call it matte painting or composite. But here I have just a couple outdoor shots that I'm going to use for the texture alone. Come on, get there. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to place that here. I'm going to set it on soft light. I'm going to desaturate it too completely. So that I made it black and white by doing Command-Shift-U. So I'm going to figure out which setting I like it on the most. Alright, so we're going to go with soft light. I'm going to drop the opacity down quite a bit. Shift it around until I like it. Then I'm going to throw a mask on it by hitting the quick mask button. It's white. And I'm going to paint black where I don't want this texture. Sometimes I'll fill the layer, I'll fill the mask with black and then just paint where I do want the texture kind of backwards. And sometimes this will help to get just a basic layer down in the start. I just duped it, and I'm going to do it all over again on this side. I'm just kind of stealing some of this from the photos. This one. Getting some of that nice shrubbery and brush thickness in there. All right, now I'm just gonna do some fine tuning. I'm not gonna dive too much in depth on details within this one. because, like I previously said, it's just kind of a quick study. I didn't really want to go over an hour on this. Just going to clean up some of these rough brushings. All right, and now I'm going to do another apply image on the top. And actually, I'm going to do one quick new layer on top. I want to get some of that glow in on here. And then I just did a new linear dodge layer just to get some lighter values in here. Just to touch up the composition a little bit. All right, I'm gonna merge those down. Now I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna do an unsharpened mask. I'm gonna sharpen that up quite a bit and merge that. And this one I did another merge or apply image, but now I'm going to blur it quite a bit. I'm going to apply that mask. I'm going to fill it all with black and then go back with a white brush and apply it just where I want to blur it. So any of these like hard painted edges I see, I'm going to blur those and then try and keep our Sith and saber in focus. Oops. And this will help to create some depth in the painting. I'm going to do a few more snowflake things. And now I'm going to try one more thing. So I'm going to apply image, and then, oops, want to see my history. Okay, so I'm going to create a new document from the current state. So I pretty much duped the whole thing that's in the history tab. It's this little button right here. It looks a little bit different on CS6, which I'm used to. And then I'm going to change this to CMYK. And then I'm going to go into my channels. And no, not. Yep, okay. So then I have to, I'm going to try this different technique out. So I merged all the layers, and I go into my magenta and the cyan. Which I just nudged the magenta to the right a couple clicks and the cyan to the left. And it kind of gives me, all right. Sometimes you can get a nice effect from it, but I'm not really liking it right there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and sharpen one more time. And then I'm gonna do an let's canvas size, and let's add 1 inch. Whoops. I wanted to. So I'll create a new layer, fill it up with black. Gives us that movie feel to it. And I think that should be it for the tutorial now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, please leave a comment, give a thumbs up, share the video. It really helps me on YouTube. It really helps me to have the ability to make more videos like this. I really appreciate all the feedback you guys have been giving. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. Thanks again for watching.